It's time for Real Talk with Brian and Dan, the weekly talk radio show dedicated to discussing important real estate topics, plus Keller Williams Realty Bellevue. Here's your hosts, Brian Levitt and Dan Edwards.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Real Talk. We want to wish you a very happy March is what we want to wish you, right? Right, Eric? All right, so it is Wednesday, March 4th. The third month of the first quarter. Looking forward to some March Madness and some spring bulbs popping up. I got some bulbs coming up right now.
Daffodils are popping everywhere.
Daffodils, yeah. Tiptoe through the tulips soon. So we're glad
and the chorus begins.
I don't know. We're glad you joined us today. As you know, you can listen to us on the radio. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Simply check out the live stream on 1150 KKNW. And if you'd like to listen to past episodes, you can catch us on Google Podcasts or Apple Podcasts. And lastly, we've got every broadcast on our website on the eastsiderealestateteam.com. Feel free to go there and watch any of the past episodes of our fantastic business partners here on the East Side. And we have another fantastic show this week, Brian.
We do.
I'm looking very much forward to talking to Eileen Vierra of Memory Books by Eileen and Kathleen Hunter from the Northwest Canine Coalition. We're dog fans on the Real Talk here, so we're going to have some good conversations. So get ready to adopt a dog. You can do it today.
Yeah, we can start a new segment, Puppy Talk.
Puppy Talk, that'd be fun. It'd be kind of interesting.
All right.
Now, before we get to our guests today, let's start out with some Real Talk. Brian, in today's Real Talk segment, we're going to talk about what a individual, a couple, or a family would need to know when building their own home.
Yeah. You know, when I meet with a client that's interested in building their own home, if it's a couple, which most of our clients are, first question is, how's your relationship?
Right.
Because it's stressful and it's hard.
Yeah.
One of the biggest benefits of building your own home is you build in instant equity, but you don't get that money for nothing. It's a lot of work.
Yep.
And so one of the things that's important is just laying out the plan. And one of the first things is finding the property, where you're going to build. And
Yeah. So do you think in general, you said instant equity, and that's because they have to spend kind of a lot of sweat up front, equity.
A lot of work up front. Yep.
Sometimes I have people approach me with the idea that it's much more economical to build a home first rather than buying a first home in a first-time home price band. And I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that, Brian, because in my experience, I haven't found anybody save money doing it.
Yeah, I have, but again, it's a lot of work, and so the equity you build is basically your compensation for doing the work that the builder would have done.
Okay, so that's where you save is by kind of being a general, and yeah. And who are the guys out in North Bend that do that?
Oh gosh, Adair Homes.
Adair Homes,
they're fabulous.
Yeah, we should probably have them on and kind of go through some of the details of that. But they're one of the companies out there, and what they say is, you find the land, you secure the financing, and then we will build the home. Right.
And so process, just to talk through the process here, is finding the land, doing the feasibility study to make sure it's suitable. And that's where Dan and I come in, is helping locate. That's the real estate portion.
Right.
We help locate that. And then doing the feasibility study, which is simply assessing to make sure you can build what you want to build. And part of that is your builder will do parts of that with you. They'll come walk the property and give you their assessment of their ability to build the floor plan that you're interested in on that property.
And typically land could range anywhere from $50,000 all the way up to $400,000, right?
Yeah.
And it depends on where it's at in the development process, right?
These tend to be rural properties. You're not going to find a lot typically in the middle of a neighborhood. You're going to find something, although a little side note here is there's times when people buy a home in a neighborhood and bulldoze it.
And actually, I had a client approach me. He says, we live in this neighborhood, and I know that they're doing this around here. They're what we call infill.
Right.
So they'll find a house that's been lived in for 40 years, well cared for, or even in disarray. And the permit process, if I understand, is quicker if you use the existing foundation.
Right.
And then you can add to the existing foundation. Yeah. But that's one way to identify. But you're going to pay more when there's a structure on a piece of property because there's water, sewer, electricity, gas, generally to a spot on the land. Whereas if you buy just raw land, that feasibility is going to tell you where those utilities are.
Right. I've got a client I'm helping right now with this process. We're working on a property that's the lowest price lot I've seen in the last 20 years.
Wow.
The reason is it's a tough build.
There you go.
So we're working through the process. We've been evaluating, bringing out, sensitive area people, engineers, biologists, septic designer, bring out all the people to make sure they can build. That's the feasibility study.
So what are the different steps? I mean, there's a
Wetlands, so sensitive area.
Okay.
Determine, where you can, because if there's a wetland, you're going to have a setback from that.
And we're in the Northwest,
Yeah,
so
it's kinda wet. Yep.
the chances are if you find a property that's cheap, it's got a lot of wetland
Right,
issues.
exactly. And sometimes, I just had one recently that totally buildable if you could get to it. You had to cross wetlands to get to it.
Get
totally
an easement
unfeasible.
of some kind. Yeah.
Well, not an easement, but just access across the wetlands.
You'd have to fill it, and that's the
Not
big
going to
no-no.
happen. Right,
Yeah.
right.
Can you take a boat to your house?
That's a clever idea.
Just like a moat and take it out.
build a little pond and just float your boat.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
So that's one of the biggest challenges why most people
Yeah.
fizzle out, because of the time it takes. Because you're just talking first, where's
Right.
the buildable area?
Right.
Where's ingress, egress, and then next you got to do septic.
Right. Within
Where do
that
you put the
buildable areas, where does
septic
your
system?
septic and drain field and a reserve drain field, a second drain field?
Wow.
So it becomes pretty complex.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I recommend is I have an engineering firm I like to work with. They will do an awful lot of this feasibility study.
I was going to ask you, who
Yeah.
do you must have
Yeah.
on the team?
Yeah, that's the first one is
Okay.
your engineering team, septic designer, wetlands person, a biologist. And, that's the big stuff right there.
Well, and Brian, for the last, 5 years or so, you've been developing your own
Right.
property.
I've developed a property. We've got a 5-lot short plat in Sammamish that's a beauty.
Yeah.
But we went through the whole process.
Yeah.
Engineering, geotech, archaeologist.
From the time, really?
Yeah, determine if there's any.
Find any diamonds?
No,
or no?
no.
Gold?
But no, some of these areas, there's sites that are of archaeological significance.
Oh,
So you
Indian
gotta
reservation. Indian.
Native American. Got to look for that to say, okay, is this significant?
Oh, is there anybody else not involved in this
Wildlife
process?
corridors, the Corps of Engineers.
Oh, wow.
U.S. Department of.
Yeah, really?
Oh, yeah. It's complex. That's why you need somebody like Dan and I to walk you through it.
Yeah.
That's what we
Hold your
do.
hand.
That's what we get
coach
the big
you
bucks
through it.
for.
Make sure
Yeah.
that it doesn't
Yeah.
end in tragedy for your
Well,
marriage.
here's the thing: we don't want our clients to buy a lot that they can't build.
Yeah.
That's just
Looks
not
bad.
fun.
Yeah.
So
And it's not fun. Yeah, definitely.
Nope.
All right. Well, that concludes our Real Talk for today. If you're interested in learning more about whether buying land and building is something that fits for your needs in this market, Brian and I'd love to help you out. You could reach us at 425-200-4093 or find us at the eastsiderealestateteam.com. Shoot us an email. We'd love to guide you through that, and we appreciate you listening. So next up, after our short little commercial break here, we'll be speaking with our lender for our Mortgage Moment segment. We're going to be talking with Wes Graham, a senior loan originator from Washington First Mortgage. Come on back after this break for some more Real Talk.
Did you know when you pay rent, you're actually paying someone else's mortgage? Are you tired of missing out on owning your own home? Fact: homeowners on average have 40 times the financial net worth of renters. The Eastside Real Estate Team has been helping many first-time homebuyers find and buy their first home. They specialize in customer service and put you first. They listen first to what you're looking for, and then they take the time to make sure their clients understand every aspect of the home buying process. If owning a home has been your dream, the Eastside Real Estate Team can help you. For a free, no-hassle consultation, call 425-200-4093 or find them online at the eastsiderealestateteam.com, a subsidiary of Keller Williams Realty in Bellevue.
Are you overwhelmed by all the photos tucked in boxes, drawers, and envelopes, not to mention on jump drives, the cloud, or your phone? Eileen can create a professional quality photo book or scrapbooks for you, or she can help you get inspired, organized, and creative for yourself. For more information or to book a free consult, go to memorybooksbyeileen.com. That's memorybooksbyeileen, EILEEN.com.
Do you wake up in the morning longing for purpose and meaning to your days? Something beyond sitting at a computer and watching the clock tick the minutes away. Northwest Canine Coalition is a nonprofit organization that is looking for volunteers and board members who want to help provide a service in the Northwest, that of shining a light on dogs in need of a home. And at the same time, you can fulfill your days with the satisfaction of doing good in your community. Northwest Canine Coalition is a unique 501c3 organization. Now's the time to get involved and be part of the team that'll make Northwest Canine Coalition continue to flourish and help dogs find the homes they so deserve. To learn more about how you can volunteer or how to become a board member, you can email Kathleen Hunter, founder and executive director, at Kathleen@nwcaninecoalition.org. You can also visit their website, nwcaninecoalition.org, to learn more about their mission and the work they're doing along with their success stories. Remember, with your help, we canine do it.
Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/1150kknw.
Welcome back to the show. You are listening to Real Talk with Brian and Dan.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Dan. It's now time for our Mortgage Moment segment. And during this segment, we want to talk about not only conforming loan limits, but also bridge loans, ways to get yourself into a non-contingent situation when you have a home to sell. Joining us today is our local mortgage expert with Washington First Mortgage, Wes Graham. Welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. How are you?
We were talking before the break that Wes is busier than a one-arm paper hanger right now because rates have dropped so low. What are the what's the deal with that? And then we'll talk conforming limits, and if we have time, we'll talk about the non-contingents.
Yeah, thanks. So, I would say right now, guys, like as of about 20 minutes ago, as far as the 30-year fixed is concerned, you're sitting right at anywhere from the 3.25 to 3.3. As far as an interest rate is concerned for a 30-year fixed. For a 15-year fixed, you're in the 2.875 range.
Wow, it's almost free money.
The rates are ridiculous, obviously.
Well, so then as we talk about those rates, those are typically for conforming loans. And one of the things that happens is you have a certain loan balance that you can borrow for conforming loan limits. Wes, explain that, and what are they in King County for the best rates?
Absolutely. Great question. So the first off, nationwide county limits have gone to $510,400. Now, that doesn't really pertain to our area just because we're so busy in Snohomish, King, and Pierce County that our actual conforming loan amount is $741,750.
Wow. For
and
conforming.
so to put that into perspective, any loan amount under $741,750 is considered a conventional loan. Anything over that dollar amount is considered a jumbo loan. So you get into different guidelines when when you're dealing with conforming loan amounts. The nice thing about conforming loan amount being $741,750, if you were to go out and buy an $800,000 home today, you can do 5% down on a $790,000 purchase price and only put 5% down. And so that's the beauty of that loan amount being $741,750. You're seeing people with restricted down payments only having 5%. They're able to actually purchase almost an $800,000 home with 5% down, which is just fantastic.
Wow. So, I mean, that's an incredible buying power for the cheap money. Now, we're in a very competitive situation on everything that's going live right now. We're with these crazy rates and low inventory. We're in this spot that we just honestly haven't seen it again. I mean, this is serious spots for sellers. So buyers are struggling to be in a position to act like a cash buyer. How can a bridge loan help them?
Yeah, so bridge loan, and so the one thing I'll say about bridge financing is you got to be out ahead of it with your loan officer, and that means doing some planning before you actually, really start looking for homes.
Right.
Because my job is to make your guys' job easier, obviously, as the broker and as the client. And, the one tool that we do have out there for someone that wants to be non-contingent on their offer, and when we talk about being non-contingent, we talk about we're not waiting for a contingency to be able to get into their new home.
On the sale of their home. Yeah.
We're trying to basically come up with our client's down payment out of their current home, and that's what a bridge loan is. And so what a bridge loan is basically temporary financing that you take on your current home in order to bring your money for your new home, and it's basically your down payment funds for your new house. And so, when speaking with your loan officer, there's different categories that decipher how much money you're going to be able to access from your current house. And the bridge loan is basically a short-term financing, right, guys? So you're looking at anywhere from, just looking at my bridge financing right now, it's not like you're getting into a 3.125 interest rate. You're looking at an interest rate anywhere from 6.5% to 9%. And there's going to be charges on the front end of that bridge loan because the lender that is taking that bridge loan out for you is basically not going to be servicing the bridge loan for any more than a couple months typically, right? And so you want to sit with your loan officer, go through what bridge loan options might be available in order to make sure you're non-contingent on your new home purchase.
All right.
And in this market, you have to be non-contingent.
Right.
If you're not putting yourself in a position to be non-contingent, you're most likely going to lose in this low inventory market that we're sitting in. And that's the kind of what you guys deal with on a daily basis right now is how can we be non-contingent and how can we make our offer look the best? And typically the bridge loan is going to be a nice variable to be able to be non-contingent.
Okay. Well, Wes, it is very complicated and it does require some advanced planning. So how do our listeners get in touch with you to get prepared?
Yeah, you can just reach out to me directly. My phone number directly is 425-268-0116. You can also email me if you would like at WesG, so WESG at WFMPG.com. The best thing for you guys to do, especially if you have an advanced scenario when it comes to bridge financing, is to just call the phone number. Really, we need to sit face-to-face, go over your financials, and really make sure that we're putting you in the best position possible for your next offer on your new home.
Awesome. Thank you, Wes. We
Thanks,
covered
Wes.
a lot of stuff in short time. We appreciate you coming on the show today.
You got it, guys.
All right. Next up after the break, we have Eileen Vierra of Memory Books by, is it Eileen?
Eileen.
Sorry, Eileen.
That's okay.
We have Eileen Vierra of Memory Books by Eileen, who will be sharing with us whether or not memory books are relevant. Come on back after this break.
Not sure if now is the right time to sell? Worried you missed the market? The Eastside Real Estate Team specializes in helping homeowners maximize their equity when selling. With our proven premier listing service, our clients have sold their homes for more money in less time than the competition. We know you have many choices when working with a real estate agent, but with the Eastside Real Estate Team, you get a team of highly qualified, experienced agents. From staging to deciding if your property is market ready for top dollar. If you're considering selling, call the Eastside Real Estate Team at 425-200-4093. Or check out our website at the eastsiderealestateteam.com, a subsidiary of Keller Williams Realty in Bellevue.
I'm not trustworthy. I'm not good at what I do. I don't care about the details. I'm not confident in my abilities.
As professionals, we want to make sure that what we're communicating is what we want to communicate. The team at Michael Bruce Image Consulting will help you take control of the message that you're sending with your personal style. Their team of professional image consultants will educate and guide you through the process of helping you find the authentic you and your style. In business, style is not a luxury. It's a necessary strategy for success. For more information, go to michaelbruceimageconsulting.com and fill out the simple personal style assessment and get scheduled for a no-obligation style assessment with an image consultant. Are you planning an upcoming event and in need of musical entertainment? Orion Entertainment has the experienced and skilled craftsmen to rock any dance floor. Whether you're planning a wedding, bar or bat mitzvah, company party, or block party, Orion Entertainment has a proven track record of excellence and guarantees a non-stop dance party for any crowd. Orion Entertainment's mobile app allows event hosts and guests to make all their song requests ahead of time so that the DJ can gauge your audience before they walk through the door, ensuring the night will be a raging success. For more information, go to orion-ent.com and fill out the contact form with some basic event information, and we will get back to you with a custom quote. That's orion-ent.com, or call David Schwartz at 206-529-7780. That's 206-529-7780.
Giving local voices a chance to shine. Alternative Talk.
.1150 KKNW.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Dan. And our first guest is Eileen Vierra, owner and chief officer of Memory Books by Eileen. Eileen specializes in memory books, creating them for both and not only creating them, but also creating them with others, selling supplies, hosting events for clients from beginners to hobbyists. A few facts about Eileen. Her name's Irish, first. There's that cool song right there about it. She has created memory books from the past 40 years, has operated her business for 17 plus years. I guess the plus was just you can't remember when you delineated the very beginning. Or how many more years, right? Has worked part-time as a tour guide for the Seattle Mariners since 2012. That's cool. And has a dream to visit all 30 baseball parks. How many have you visited, Eileen?
12.
12. Okay,
Wow.
you got some. That's all right. You're almost halfway there,
Impressive,
right?
yeah.
Right.
That's excellent.
I'm getting close.
Awesome. Key to success, passion, persistence, and perseverance with a healthy dose of follow-through. Welcome to the show, Eileen.
Thank you.
All right. So it sounds like baseball and scrapbooking are your hobbies, but tell us more.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's pretty obvious that I like baseball and I like scrapbooking. I also like traveling. My husband and I went to Chicago last September for our anniversary, and we went to Hamilton
Nice.
and
Oh, wow.
saw the skyscrapers.
Fenway Park.
Oh, of course.
Did you go to Comerica Park?
Yeah. Well, it's now called Guaranteed Rate
Oh,
Park.
right. I hate that.
And then we rented a zip car and went up to Miller Park because that's only
Nice.
90 minutes away. So I got
Three.
three checked off
Wow.
There you go.
the list last September.
That's awesome. I'm not a huge baseball fan, but when I go to a town like Chicago, New York, the one thing I've done is like, can I catch a ball game? Because there's just something cathartic about our history in baseball, and it's it's kind of cool to see those places.
Definitely.
So, Eileen, we like to ask each guest to share a fond memory about the home you grew up in. What do you got?
I got, we had a great pool in our backyard. I grew up in the East Bay, so I moved from the
wow.
East Bay to the East Side.
Oh,
And on a cul-de-sac, fun kids in the neighborhood, but we spent the whole summers in the swimming pool.
nice.
So that was awesome.
Very fun.
That is very fantastic. Swimming pools.
What city in the East Bay?
Danville, San
Danville.
Ramon.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. Know the area well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so as we get into scrapbooking, which is, what is it? Memory books, not scrapbooking, right?
Well, memory books encompasses scrapbooking and photo books.
Oh.
Gotcha.
So that's why I called it Memory Books.
Because
by
you get
Eileen.
the combo. Okay.
Right, exactly.
So with all these, things where you can create a movie, a video montage of pictures, why are memory books such a thing?
Well, scrapbooking and memory books are creative. It's a creative endeavor. It's tangible. It's mobile. See, here I have one right
There we
here.
go. Yeah.
It's therapeutic. It's a therapeutic outlet. It's like a love letter to people or a place and shared memories. Sometimes I think of my memory books as time machines, take me back in time to a place I want to revisit or a person I miss.
So to clarify, do you make them or do your clients?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so some of my clients come to myself, Bellevue Studio, in my daylight basement, for space and time to work on their own books. Some come for inspiration, interaction, or unique supplies, creative memory supplies, for example, while others intend to make or finish a scrapbook and life got in the way, and I can finish what they started.
So can I see that scrapbook?
You sure can. This is a photo book of my dad's
photo
life,
book.
and he was Bob the Builder.
Oh,
He was also a
nice.
fisherman, but he was
Nice.
Bob the Builder. a wonderful man who loved houses and building real estate, building houses. Anyway, the other thing is that I also do scrapbooks and photo books from start to finish for people who don't have the time or the interest to do them themselves.
It's actually kind of cool as I look at this one, right? You can go like you can look at pictures and go, oh, that's great. Go back to Facebook or Instagram. But sometimes it's nice to just sit down and kind of flip through something.
Exactly.
Right. Something
exactly.
tangible.
Exactly.
What type of other things do people create besides a scrapbook or photo book?
Well, most of the people who come to my events or my coffee crops or my retreats, they are pretty much working on preserving their photos and memories, either in a traditional scrapbook form with the paper and the embellishments, or they might have their laptop and they're using a software where they can do just about whatever they want. It's called Artisan software, and then they can create their own books. So that's mostly what my clients do.
Wow, that's really cool.
Have you completed memory books of homes?
I sure have. Like I said, my dad was Bob the Builder, and he and my mom built a home in Mexico. And my dad asked me if I would put a book together. So from start to finish, all of the construction and then everything along the way until the end result. And he used to build really beautiful homes.
That'd be fun for us to encourage.
So was he a local builder?
No.
Okay.
He built homes in Arizona.
Okay.
And he built a cabin in British Columbia, and he built this a gorgeous house in Mexico.
So you kind of break down this process. Let's talk about just the process from when folks come in and they sit down and they say, Eileen, I want to do a scrapbook. Talk to us about your process. How does that go?
Well, it depends on if they want to make it themselves or if they want me to make it for them. Okay. So if they want to make it themselves, in my studio, I have a lot of different products, creative memory products, albums of different sizes, and pages where things are pre-decorated. So all they have to do is tape their pictures on if they don't want to get super fancy or feel especially creative. Or they can hire me, and that's the Memory Books by Eileen Part 2, the Done For You books. And they can, a lot of times they are busy, and they just say, here's my photos, make it happen. Or they'll send them to me on a Google Drive or a Dropbox, and I'll take them and drop them into a really nice photo book like this.
So you can do the digital photo book for them, or you can actually do a tactile where it's actually cutting out and doing that.
Exactly. I do both.
One.
Right. Cool. I call them Done For You books, and you can click on that on my website and see information about either one.
What's the favorite part about what you do?
Oh my gosh, I just love being honored with people's memories. People entrust me with their memories, and I love putting something together. I love being creative. But most importantly, I love their expressions when I get to see them open what I've created for them. Sometimes I get to see that. Sometimes I don't, because a lot of times people hire me to do gifts for other people, and I have to hear about it later. But I have one client who taped his daughter opening her baby book at Christmas time. She was the second child, and her older sister had a baby book, and she never had a baby book. And she kept bugging her parents about her baby book. When was she going to get to see her baby book? And he hired me to put a book together. Even he didn't even tell his wife he was doing it. Oh, and so Christmas morning, it was the last present she opened, and he made this beautiful letter from Santa for her to open to, and she opened it up, and he videotaped her.
Oh, that's very cool.
And she was so amazed that she's been asking all this time, and here this surprise gift of her babyhood and childhood showed up, and she started crying. Oh. And so the people are so touched. It happened last weekend. I gave my niece a Tot to Teen book that my sister and I had created, black and white. Oh, no. And she hasn't seen a lot of her photos in a long, long time. And she opened it up, and she started crying too. And then that brought me to tears.
Oh, nice.
What's really neat about that is it does kind of flash back to sometimes take memories of the home you grew up in, right, that we talked at the beginning.
Right.
And we're just so busy. We're just doing our stuff, and we
Right.
throw it on Facebook. We share it with our friends, Instagram, and then it's kind of like, well, remember when? And, I've got a friend, she's come on this show, and she does digital stuff where she takes all the photos, puts them on digital, Lotus Media, and Gina, and it's like, what a good pair. If you guys aren't put together, I'll put you guys together, because a lot of times people are just trying to salvage stuff because it's starting to fade.
Right.
So getting it digital, and then they can come to you and say, okay, here's the story. That's fantastic. So obvious reasons, but this is an obvious question.
Right.
Why do memory books make such good gifts?
Well, they make great gifts. They're great for the person who has everything, and even for the person who doesn't have everything. Sharing your photos and stories about why you love and appreciate people in your life is one of the best ways of showing how important people are to you. Sharing why you're grateful is a very powerful tool. It's very powerful for the relationships in your life. And albums give people a sense of belonging and make meaning in their lives, in the lives of people around them. So that's one way. And then another thing is that having photos and images scattered everywhere on phones and flash drives and computers and all
Right.
that gives us anxiety a lot of the time.
True.
It gives some people anxiety. And so if they're afraid they might get lost, so by putting them in a book, or in a photo book or a scrapbook, they're in one place. So it prevents you from losing them, but it also gives you a chance to look back at those little moments of life that you're talking about, those everyday moments, and it's a great source of entertainment. And another thing is it's a way to leave a lasting legacy to your children and beyond.
That's awesome. All right. Well, listen, Eileen, it's a lot we could talk about, and I can hear your passion in your voice, and there are so many things you can talk about. How can our listeners get a hold of you?
They can email me at Eileen@memorybooksbyeileen.com, or they can visit my website, Memory Books by Eileen, EILEEN.com,
Great.
and contact me that way.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for having
That's
me.
great.
All right, after the break, we're welcoming Kathleen Hunter of Northwest Canine Coalition, who will be shining a light on the dogs in need of a home. Come on back after this short commercial break.
Did you know when you pay rent, you're actually paying someone else's mortgage? Are you tired of missing out on owning your own home? Fact: homeowners on average have 40 times the financial net worth of renters. The Eastside Real Estate Team has been helping many first-time homebuyers find and buy their first home. They specialize in customer service and put you first. They listen first to what you're looking for, and then they take the time to make sure their clients understand every aspect of the home buying process. If owning a home has been your dream, the Eastside Real Estate Team can help you. For a free, no-hassle consultation, call 425-200-4093 or find them online at the eastsiderealestateteam.com, a subsidiary of Keller Williams Realty in Bellevue.
Are you overwhelmed by all the photos tucked in boxes, drawers, and envelopes, not to mention on jump drives, the cloud, or your phone? Eileen can create a professional quality photo book or scrapbooks for you, or she can help you get inspired, organized, and creative for yourself. For more information or to book a free consult, go to memorybooksbyeileen.com. That's memorybooksbyeileen, EILEEN.com.
Do you wake up in the morning longing for purpose and meaning to your days? Something beyond sitting at a computer and watching the clock tick the minutes away. Northwest Canine Coalition is a nonprofit organization that is looking for volunteers and board members who want to help provide a service in the Northwest, that of shining a light on dogs in need of a home. And at the same time, you can fulfill your days with the satisfaction of doing doing good in your community. Northwest Canine Coalition is a unique 501c3 organization. Now's the time to get involved and be part of the team that'll make Northwest Canine Coalition continue to flourish and help dogs find the homes they so deserve. To learn more about how you can volunteer or how to become a board member, you can email Kathleen Hunter, founder and executive director, at Kathleen@nwcaninecoalition.org. You can also visit their website, nwcaninecoalition.org, to learn more about their mission and the work they're doing along with their success stories. Remember, with your help, we canine do it.
Get inspired every hour right here on Alternative Talk 1150.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Welcome back to Real Talk with Brian and Dan on 1150 AM KKNW. I'm Brian.
And I'm Dan.
Our next guest is Kathleen Hunter, the founder and executive director of Northwest Canine Coalition. Kathleen has been helping shelter dogs get adopted since 2013, when she began volunteering at Seattle Humane. She was the first volunteer to take a shelter dog through the 6-week reactive rover class offered at Seattle Humane. That experience facilitated the dog Coco with being adopted at age 12 years and living a very full life for another 3 years. Coco was the first of many project dogs Kathleen has worked with. Often the dogs were right out of bite quarantine, but that only helped drive Kathleen's desire to help the dogs less fortunate to have the same opportunities to be adopted. And with a plan in place and a hand-picked team of fellow volunteers, every dog Kathleen has had the pleasure of working with has been adopted into their forever homes, sometimes through an independent rescue. In addition to her natural ability to work with reactive and under-socialized dogs, Kathleen is a natural in front of the camera. She was the face of Seattle Humane from 2013 until she formed Northwest Canine Coalition. There we go. She first began doing the Pet of the Month segments for King 5, which then led to Pet of the Week segments on Como 4 and Q13, and special event segments on Cairo 7 and Cairo Radio. In addition, Kathleen is one of the founding creators of Seattle Humane's Sweetheart Sunday segments posted on their social media platforms. In Kathleen's words, being able to combine my education and experience in television and live theater with helping the less fortunate dogs of the Northwest find homes, well, that's a match made in heaven for me. By forming NWCC, Kathleen, with the help of the public in the form of donations and sponsorships, can help even more dogs from even more diverse canine communities be adopted. Welcome to the show, Kathleen.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So what do you do when you're not helping dogs?
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
There is something else. I like to travel with my husband and hang out with my dogs. We have 3 large dogs of our own. And my new love is golf.
Golf.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Tell me about your dogs.
We have a Rhodesian Ridgeback. She's almost 10. She's our first dog together, my husband and I, but she's my first dog. I grew up afraid of dogs.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And so when we got Savo, she turned my world upside down for the better of all canines out there. And then shortly after that, we rescued Abby. She's a Great Dane English Pointer mix. She's she's my barnacle dog, my barnacle pup. She
Like
follows,
always on your heel.
always follows me. She is right next to me 99% of the time if I'm home. And then Sasha, she's our foster failure. She's an Alaskan Husky.
Oh, beautiful dogs. Beautiful dogs. Yeah, I've got one that's part Dane too, and he's literally under my feet at all times. Like, doesn't have any spatial awareness. He knows he just needs to be right there.
Right, and they forget that they have this tail that can clear a coffee table.
Yeah.
Which has happened.
Yeah, based on the appearance of our dog, we think there's some Rhodesian Ridgeback in there.
You have to really be on your game when you have, because
Yep.
they're smart.
They're very smart.
They're smart, and they know when you're not consistent with your cues.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, when you figure it out, I'll do what you ask me to do.
Right. So we always ask our guests to share a fond memory of the home you grew up in. So where'd you grow up?
I grew up in multiple places, primarily Southern California and in Arizona.
Okay.
The memory I've chosen is living in Arizona. We lived on 10 acres out in the country. I was about 8, and my fondest memory out there was every morning during the summer is riding my bike with my garden tools out to the front portion of our property and work in my garden.
Wow.
Until lunchtime, and then I'd ride back, have lunch, ride back in the afternoon, water, weed, That's how I spent my summer.
That was what you did for fun?
That was my fun.
My mom made us go out and weed the strawberry bushes. It was the worst.
I grew up with 3 brothers, so I kind of had to fend for
you
myself.
needed that time. Yeah.
Kathleen, what is your company and what do you do?
It's called Northwest Canine Coalition, and what we do is we partner with the smaller, lesser-known shelters and rescues in the Northwest, and then we provide media segments for their adoptable dogs. So, for example, we're on King 5 every Friday morning, Canine Rescue of the Week, and then the first Saturday of the month also on King 5, Spotlight on Dogs. And then for those dogs who can't go into this television studio because it's not for everybody and it's not for every dog, then we'll produce original videos of those dogs in an environment that's compatible to them. So we'll go to wherever the dog is, we'll travel to them, we'll go into the foster home, we'll go to their yard, we'll take them shopping, we'll take them on a car ride, whatever it is that dog likes to do and is really going to show them off so then people can really see maybe that dog is going to fit in our home.
How many different shelters or how many do you work with?
I think we're up to about 14 right now. We just added 2 more within the past week. So very excited about that. One is in Yakima and one is in Windlock, southern Washington. So we're starting to branch out already.
Are there certain requirements that these places have to have for you guys to want to work with them? Or
they need to be small, independent. They're primarily foster-based, except for the small shelters. They have a small brick and mortar. But just the small ones, the ones that people don't really know if they exist. I didn't know that some of them existed, and they reached out to me. They saw our media segments and thought, hey, we have these dogs. Can you help us? So
you have this voice for the dogs, basically, right? That's
we do.
shining the light, right?
Yep.
And the rescue shelters that you've worked with, do they pay you for these opportunities?
No, we don't charge anything for the shelters or the rescues for anything that we're doing for them.
Okay, so it's just free publicity for them.
Yeah.
I saw a story this week on one of my news feeds about a pizza place that's putting photos of. You saw that? It's pretty cute. I like that.
It's clever.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
clever.
you need to finish what you're saying.
Oh, photos of rescue dogs on the pizza boxes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Like,
and I thought,
yeah, that's a great idea.
Better than milk cartons, I suppose.
Maybe we should put it.
Yeah.
Put it on our open house signs. We can put that on the
there we go.
toppers.
Let's talk.
We should have our dog of the
That's a
week.
cool idea.
Yeah.
Well, great idea.
So, how can people learn more about Northwest Canine Coalition?
Okay, we have our website. It's nwcaninecoalition.org. That's where you can go and look for dogs who are available for adoption. You can watch our videos, our King 5 segments. We post everything on our website. You can also go to the page that has all of our rescues and shelters listed. You can click on their logo and it takes you directly to their website. And you can shop for their available dogs. So it's kind of a one-stop shop, too, if you're in the market for a new dog. Also, a lot of these rescues need fosters, too. So if you're interested in doing something along those lines, maybe you can't adopt, this is a great place to go to find an organization that's near you, maybe, and start fostering for them. You can also watch our segments, follow us on social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Like and share us, and helps get the word out that we exist, and then helps get the word out for the dogs that we're shining a light on.
So how do you operate then? If they're not paying you, how do you operate?
Right.
Ding, ding.
Yeah, where's the money come from?
So when you go to
Reading the
our
witness here.
website and you click on that donate button, that helps. That's one way.
Yeah.
So it's strictly donations and sponsorships is how we operate, is how we stay running.
And how are the funds used?
So primarily right now we're looking, our top of our list is for video equipment and editing software. That's a big part of what we do. So if we had that equipment, we could train more volunteers to do that. And then we can travel more to get to the dogs to make the videos.
Is there any
that's a big piece.
specific video equipment that you're looking for? Maybe somebody could donate that specifically?
If they could donate, that would be amazing. It doesn't have to be super fancy. We want, good quality. Because we're about good quality, and the audio is key too. So that because we're out in the field.
Yeah.
So taking that into consideration, we'll be outside in the weather and the elements with the dog, and so I'm moving. The dog is moving. So equipment that's going to be able to capture that video, and you might need a Steadicam or a gimbal, and then the audio. Whether I'm mic'd, we've done it both ways. Where I'm mic'd. Or your equipment, if it's high enough quality, then it's on the equipment.
Directional or something like
exactly.
that. Yeah.
And then the editing of that.
All right. So how can people help you right now? Like listeners that are on the phone or listening to us on the radio or watching this video.
Go to our website, click on donate.
Bing, bing.
That works. Yeah.
Or, and I think we're going to chat about this in a second, is our fundraiser auction gala that's coming up.
Oh, well, tell us about that.
Yeah, it's called Bark at the Moon Gala. It is on March 14th at Embassy Suites in Bellevue. It starts at 5:30 with a silent auction, and then there's a 3-course sit-down dinner with presentations talking about NWCC, what we do, some success stories, a live auction, dessert
You're auctioning
dash.
dogs off live?
Not quite that, but but our couple of our partner rescues are bringing some adoptable dogs, so they're getting ready to walk the catwalk. So they'll be there.
Where is this at again?
Embassy Suites in Bellevue.
Okay,
So
and
East
they
Bay
can
area.
go to your website and find out.
Yes, you can. Right on the homepage, there's our Bark at the Moon Gala. It looks like this, and you can just buy tickets right there on our website. And sometimes you'll see some of our flyers around town. You can scan the QR code.
So NW Canine Coalition.org.
Yeah.
March 14th, 5:30.
I'm
Okay.
going. My husband and I are going.
Okay.
That's right.
Eileen's going. That's
and
right.
yeah, we
That's great.
have our friends from King 5 are going to be there, and also Heather from 106.9. She's emceeing the event for us.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, fun.
So that's our big
So,
fundraiser.
so besides the big fundraiser and donating and sending you guys video equipment, how can the public also help?
by volunteering.
Aha.
So we need volunteers, and we need to build up our board.
What do you need specifically in volunteers? What type of volunteers?
Well, I would love somebody who can handle the social media.
Okay.
So creating the posts, creating the content, and monitoring and liking and sharing too. That's huge. It's a big part of our presence.
Yeah.
And then also learning what the events are that are coming up in the community and signing us up for those, because we have our booth. We're ready to go. So our event coordinator would be really huge.
Yeah, if there are any students out there in the marketing,
internship
time, it'd be great to come and meet up with Kathleen and get a great resume by helping a wonderful organization.
Yeah,
right?
being a board member would look good on that resume.
Yeah, board member.
Yeah.
Bark member.
There you go. Yeah. Member of the Bark Board.
Member of the Bark Board.
But we have 3
Honorary.
of those already: Salvo, Abby, and Sasha.
Yes.
There you go.
That's all right. I bet I can bribe them.
Cookies.
Yeah. So what are your goals for the upcoming year?
We would like to broaden our reach in the Northwest, so throughout Washington and then into Oregon. That's our big goal, and then producing more videos of the dogs who can't make it into the studio. So, and then another way that the public can help us is volunteering to be a videographer and editing it too. So if we had that equipment and volunteers who can operate it,
Boom.
yeah,
Yep.
that would be
win-win.
amazing.
So how, one more time, how do our listeners reach you?
Yes, you can go to our website, nwcaninecoalition.org. You can also email me. It's Kathleen at nwcaninecoalition.org.
Great.
Thanks for coming on the show, Kathleen.
Thank you so much for having me.
That's great. Remember that all our segments of the show are available to watch on YouTube. If you are interested in learning more about any of our guests, please subscribe. Join us after the break for some final thoughts and something fun to do.
Not sure if now is the right time to sell? Worried you missed the market? The Eastside Real Estate Team specializes in helping homeowners maximize their equity when selling. With our proven premier listing service, our clients have sold their homes for more money in less time than the competition. We know you have many choices when working with a real estate agent, but with the Eastside Real Estate Team, you get a team of highly qualified, experienced agents. From staging to deciding if your property is market ready for top dollar. If you're considering selling, call the Eastside Real Estate Team at 425-200-4093. Or check out our website at the eastsiderealestateteam.com, a subsidiary of Keller Williams Realty in Bellevue.
Are you overwhelmed by all the photos tucked in boxes, drawers, and envelopes, not to mention on jump drives, the cloud, or your phone? Eileen can create a professional quality photo book or scrapbooks for you, or she can help you get inspired, organized, and creative for yourself. For more information or to book a free consult, go to memorybooksbyeileen.com. That's memorybooksbyeileen.com. by Eileen, EILEEN.com.
Do you wake up in the morning longing for purpose and meaning to your days? Something beyond sitting at a computer and watching the clock tick the minutes away. Northwest Canine Coalition is a nonprofit organization that is looking for volunteers and board members who want to help provide a service in the Northwest, that of shining a light on dogs in need of a home. And at the same time, you can fulfill your days with the satisfaction of doing good in your community. Northwest Canine Coalition is a unique 501c3 organization. Now's the time to get involved and be part of the team that'll make Northwest Canine Coalition continue to flourish and help dogs find the homes they so deserve. To learn more about how you can volunteer or how to become a board member, you can email Kathleen Hunter, founder and executive director, at Kathleen@NWCanineCoalition.org. You can also visit their website, NWCanineCoalition.org, to learn more about their mission and the work they're doing along with their success stories. Remember, with your help, we canine do it.
Real people, real life, real radio. Alternative Talk 1150.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Real Talk on 1150 KKNW. Now, before we get into our final thoughts, Brian, we got a couple listings that just hit the market in this red hot market. So let's talk about yours first.
I've got a brand new listing in Sammamish, right in the middle of Sammamish. It's a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath Rambler, 2-car garage, big lot.
Yep.
$579.
$579.
That is like the best price anything in town.
Yeah, it'll be open this weekend from 1 to 4.
On
So
Saturday,
if you're driving down the plateau on 228th, you can't miss it.
Across the street from the Water District, you'll see their office there.
Yep.
So,
and then myself.
Oh, yes.
Did you have one too?
No,
or
please go.
Okay, so I just launched one in Redmond out near Ames Lake. It's not on Ames Lake, but it's in that general vicinity. It is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, and 2,000 square feet on an acre.
An acre, wow.
$650.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's a hot listing.
It's really nice.
I think you and I got the hot items this week.
I don't know what it is,
it's
but
the Eastside Real Estate team. That's what it is.
The cool people want to hire us. So
they do.
That one will also be open from 1 to 4, both Saturday and Sunday. So come out and see us. If you like the house, we'll sell it to you.
Well, we'll help you buy it.
Yeah.
That's the plan. So one of my friends gives me a hard time because I'm always saying there's never been a better time to buy, which is true.
Right.
The best time to buy a house is 20 years ago or now.
Or right now.
But what I'm saying right now is there has never been a better time to sell. If you've been thinking about selling, I've been doing this way too long, for decades.
36.
38. And I've never seen a market like this. And we get people lined up on the homes, which means we're getting top dollar. We're getting multiple offers. We're getting bidding going on our houses.
Yeah, and on that note, I think we've talked about this a little bit, that there's a certain level of buffer that Brian as listing agents need to be for our sellers, because they will get bowled over by these over-aggressive buyers agents. I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. They're trying to do what they need to do for their clients. But you really need to have somebody like Brian and I who are experienced to say, hey, okay, we're going to stand here for you, take the flack while we work to get you the very best, not only price, but conditions on that offer.
We work in a very transparent way. Everybody gets treated exactly the same, but some of these brokers representing the buyers are overly aggressive.
Yep.
And we handle that in a very diplomatic way. But I was on a coaching call with one of my clients this morning. Here's how you handle it when they end run me and go straight to you and try to pressure or bully, really is a word for it, try to bully into accepting an offer when, like right now, we're doing offer review period where we're waiting, marketing the homes, getting full market exposure in order to help our clients get absolute top dollar, then accepting the strongest offer, giving every buyer a fair chance.
Yep.
That's completely
really
level playing field. But some of these aggressive brokers are trying to unlevel the playing field, and we don't do that.
Yep.
So
who you hire matters.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what's the old line? Experience doesn't cost; it pays.
Ooh, I've never heard that one.
Well,
I'm going to use that one.
So what's happening fun this week?
Well, there's a lot of fun stuff as you can come to our open houses, but also March 6th in the evening as a part of the 2019-2020 Performing Arts season at the Moore Theater. The current cast members of the Emmy-nominated show Whose Line Is It Anyway are proud to present their new improv tour, Who's Live Anyway. So Who's Live Anyway is a 90-minute hilarious improvised. Is that really improvised?
Improvisation?
Comedy and song, all based on audience suggestions. So cast members Ryan Stiles, Greg Proops. I almost said poops. That's not good.
Yeah.
Jeff Davis, Joel
everybody
Murray will leave you gasping with the very witty scenes that they invent before your eyes. Audience participation is key. Who's Live Is It Anyway showcases some of the best improv games made famous on the long-running TV show, as well as some exciting new ones featuring musical direction by Bob Derkosh. All ages welcome. That's what's going on.
That sounds fun.
Friday,
Yeah,
right?
no open houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Wonderful
trifecta
weekend.
there. Go
Yeah.
for it. So that concludes our show for this week. I especially want to thank our guests, Eileen and Kathleen, for taking the time to speak with us today. Thank you all for listening. And before we go, in the words of Armstrong Williams, now, one thing I tell everyone is learn about real estate. Repeat after me.
Repeat after me.
Real estate provides the highest returns, the greatest values, and the least risk. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Thanks for listening. We'll listen to you. We'll talk at you
We'll
next
be
week.
here next week.
The more Real Talk next week.
Thanks, everybody.